Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dave Russell. Well, on tomorrow's midday shows, Dale talks all things biodiesel with Jordan Davidson, Fleet Superintendent for the Franklin County Engineers Office. Well, speaking of Dale, he checks in with the Ohio Farm Bureau Energy Savings Program report. Dale?
Joining me is Mike Bailey, Senior Vice President of Operations and Partnerships for the Ohio Farm Bureau Federation. And Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to talk about a program that already has some history, but been modified to become better for participants. It's the Ohio Farm Bureau Energy Savings Program. What is it?
At its core, it's got two key components. The first is how we can help our members lower energy costs, specifically opportunities to manage their supply rates for electricity and natural gas on their farm and on their residential area as well. So that's the first part, is lowering energy costs through supply rates. And then the second component of the Energy Savings Program is how do we help our members lower their energy usage? And that really then gets us into conversations about energy efficiency projects. And what we can do and what we are doing is helping our members identify grants and incentives to help them implement energy efficiency projects. So who's eligible, Dale? Number one is you have to be a member of Ohio Farm Bureau to participate in these programs. And we know as we look at the value that Ohio Farm Bureau offers its members, that we can help them gain a competitive advantage through all of our offerings. And in this space, true business solutions of saving energy costs at the farm gate, they matter a lot in good times. They sure do matter a lot too in tougher times like we're seeing out there now with lower yields, lower prices. So these are tremendous energy savings opportunities. So you got to be a member of Ohio Farm Bureau. And also for our energy supply rates that we can help you save on, if you're currently serviced by an Ohio Electric Co-op, you're getting the best deals possible. If you're currently serviced by a utility region in Ohio, if you're serviced by AEP, Columbia Gas, Duke Energy, all of those utilities regions, that's where you're eligible to apply for these programs through the Ohio Farm Bureau Energy Savings Program.
Mike, the easiest way to link to it is ofbf.org?
That's correct.
Thanks, Dale. Mike? Well, Dale has another report. This is an update from the Ohio Corn and Wheat Growers Association.
Joining me is Director of Public Policy for Ohio Corn and Wheat, Luke Crumley. And Luke, the name of what we're going to talk about is a little complicated, but the background behind it, the idea that we've got unleaded 88 available at retailers. It is a choice that people can make, and we continue to tell this story, but we're actually getting some political effort that will help as well.
Yeah, this is really the culmination of more than 10 years of work that I know you've talked to Tad, our executive director, about over the years. You know, the bottom line is when the Clean Air Act was written, this fuel didn't exist. Unleaded 88 or E15, which is a 15% blend of ethanol, opposed to the standard 10% that most of you are filling up with every time you fill up. That higher blend of ethanol has come onto the market, and this shouldn't shock anyone. Federal law and federal policy hasn't kept up with innovation, right? So we have a fuel that's good enough for NASCAR. It's the standard fuel of NASCAR because it delivers a higher octane. It increases corn grind for our growers. Oh, and for consumers, it generally drives the cost down. I fill up at a sheet station and I save 20, 30 cents a gallon every time I fill up. And that's real money. You know, over the course of a summer for a family of four, you're looking at maybe $140 that someone has saved. That's real money for consumers. And all we've been asking our congressional delegation to do is help us update the federal law, the federal regulations to allow this fuel to be sold year-round.
Thank you, Luke Crumley, Ohio Corn and Wheat. Again, we're talking unleaded 88.
The markets, they're next.
Did you know soybeans' number one customer is animal agriculture? That includes Ohio's beef farms. Research from the Soy Checkoff found that U.S. beef operations use over 1.3 million tons of soybean meal every year. That's the meal from about 55 million bushels of U.S. soybeans. Essential protein, energy, and amino acids. High-quality feed for heart-healthy beef. Soybeans, feeding the industry that feeds us. Brought to you by Ohio's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Hi, everyone. This is Dale Minio from the Ohio AgNet. For a quarter of a century, I powered my truck with biodiesel, traveling the state promoting agriculture. Biodiesel is a reliable, high-performance fuel that works in any diesel engine without modification. The best part is that with every mile driven, I'm fueling the economy, doing good for the environment and supporting soybean farmers. Learn how using biodiesel can add value to every bushel of soybeans grown at soyohio.org.
Markets brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. At the Board of Trade, December corn 408 1/4 down 7 1/2. March corn 424 3/4 down 8 1/4. November soybeans 996 down 9 1/2. January beans 1011 1/2 down 9 1/2. July wheat 624 3/4 down 14 3/4. At the Mercantile Exchange, October cattle 188.25 down 35 cents. October hogs 84.10 up 2 cents. November feeder cattle 249.57 down 22 cents. This is the Ohio AgNet.